we have to be cautious a little bit because there was a lot of load, a lot of games. It was a very good competition and tough competition to play. So I hope that we continue like this and with all players available, and that will be a good sign.
Nathaniel?
How do you motivate each other before a game, and what difference has the manager made this season to the actual group, because now you're on a 7-game winning run?
Yeah, like you said, it's a good point. When you're winning games, I think it's more easier to see that, and more easier to be in a good mood, be motivated, and I think it's when the things didn't went as we wanted, that we actually did a good job, and actually we bounced back. So we had some results this season that we weren't expecting, especially the beginning of the season. So the way that we worked after that, I think it's one of the biggest difference that I've noticed since I'm here. Because in the past we have lost games. This season we have lost games, but the way that we reacted after, I think it made the biggest difference so far, and this is what I think is going to build us to be in a better position as a club, as a players, as staff, as the managers. So I think these things, when the things are not going as you wanted, the way that you bounce after, I think it's been the biggest difference since I arrived here. Yeah.
Brian?
Good afternoon, Diago. Thank you. Can I echo thanks for you taking the time out to come and connect with the supporters this afternoon. I'm sure you often hear that the Premier League is the best league in the world. Having played now in 3 top leagues and against many European opponents, would you agree?
Yeah, I agree that Premier League is probably the best league to play if you're a player that likes excitement, if you're a player that likes intensity, if you're a player that likes excuse me the word, but mess, if you like this type of busy schedule, if you have this type of mentality, I think it's the best play to play. But obviously we are not all the same. There's a lot of players that probably would prefer to play in other league, but for me individually, that I played in these 3 countries, I would say that's the league that I enjoy the most, because I like this intensity of schedules, the way that English people live this game, the way that everybody talks about the Premier League. It's like the world stops in the weekends to watch games, and I think this is the thing that made me love this country and obviously the Premier League. But I also I'm glad that I played in Italy and in Portugal, because you also get experiences and other cultures and knowledge, and I have to say that in Italy I loved to play there. I've learned a lot. I also usually say that in Italy is more a coach manager's game, and in England it's more players game. So it's more focused on the players, the individuals, the goals that these players score, the assists that these players score. And in Italy is more about the managers. This manager wants to beat this manager. Tactically, this manager is better than this one. So it's a little bit more like that. I see it as is this way, but that doesn't make Italy less or bigger. But for me, I have to say that individually, I prefer to play in the Premier League.
And of course, it was warmer in Italy.
A little bit. A little bit.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, guys, we've got 2 more questions, so we'll go to Mefos next.
Over the last 6 months, there's been a lot of new faces that have come in with a new manager, and also world-class players like Casemiro, Eriksen, Martinez, who's now a World Cup player, and Anthony and Rafael Varane from the season before. How has that helped you as an individual to become a better player, and what sort of influence do they bring or have they brought in the dressing room, because from we see it from the stands, they just bring a complete different dynamic to the pitch. Do they bring the same level in the dressing room as well?
Yeah, I think it's very close to what you guys see from the outside and what we experience from the inside. I think it's a plus when you have a players that won Champions League, that now Licha had won World Cup. These types of winning mentality, it has to bring us as a team, has to put us in the next level, and this is the level that we want to be. They played in big clubs. They've won a lot of things. I want to be one day the same type of guy that can say, okay, I've won this amount of competition for Man United. I have this experience of winning big competitions. So this winning mentality, I think he always brings us a bit more of help in the same way, but at the same time they give us they have this knowledge of when to do things, when we should be a little bit more relaxed, when we have to push a little bit more. So this type of experience that they had, I think it just helps us, and I think for the fans it's also exciting to have players like them, and I think this season we are building a good squad. We are building a squad with a good mentality, and hopefully we can bring and build a squad with a winning mentality, and I think that's the main goal for us.
Yeah, as we have a last question for Mark.
We've got World and European Cup winners in the squad, but how important would it be to win the Carabao Cup for this team and its long-term development?
I think it has to be. I've said after the last game, it has to be an obsession for us to win trophies, to win things. I think it's been, you guys feel a little even more than me that you are here longer than me, that we have to win. This club is about winning trophies. It's about being there, fighting and competing for every trophy that we are in. And this Carabao is not smaller than a Champions League, than a Europa League. Obviously, it's different dimensions, but for us, it's a trophy, and we want to win it. Obviously, to arrive there, to go to Wembley, it's a tough journey. We know it's difficult, but we want to take these small steps first. And every time we make a step, we want to do it with the certainty that we are doing in the right direction. And I think we are in this right direction. But the reality is that we are not there yet. But to arrive there, we have to build many things first. And I think especially this competition would be a very first big and firm step that we could take, especially because it's the first trophy